Hey, young mathematician, ready to learn new things again? I am so ready for this topic. We are going to learn how to find the surface area of a right circular cylinder. I know, we have studied this in your previous class. But this chapter will actually see some problems that are going to be a little more complex than the ones we solved in the previous class. So, it's really important that we build the basics right. Why wait then? Let's roll. We have all seen cylinders, right? They are pretty common. So we know that a cylinder is a closed solid that has two parallel, usually circular bases connected by a curved surface. So, to be able to understand the calculation of the total surface area of such a cylinder, we need to know its different parts. So, what would happen if we remove the end discs? We would get these two circular faces and then this curved surface, right? Now, each of these circular faces on which the cylinder rests is called the base of the cylinder. And the line joining the centers of these two bases is actually called the axis of the cylinder. Remember, the length of this axis represents the height of the cylinder. In this chapter, we'll be discussing only a special type of cylinder called a right circular cylinder. Now, in this type of a cylinder, the axis or the line joining the centers of the two bases is perpendicular or at right angles to each of the bases. Hence the name right circular cylinder. Now, we may even have a cylinder where the axis is not perpendicular to the bases, something like this. These are called oblique circular cylinders. But in this chapter, we are only going to discuss the former one. Now, this curved surface joining the bases of the cylinder is called its lateral surface. So, summarizing, a right circular cylinder comprises these two circular bases and then this lateral surface. So, now that we know the different parts of a right circular cylinder, the total surface area can be found just by finding the areas of each of these parts and then adding them all up. Since we already know how to find the area of a circle, let us first look at the circular faces. Since these circular faces or bases are identical, if the radius is taken as r, each of their areas will be the same, that is pi r squared. But what about the area of this lateral surface? How do we find that? Well, the trick lies in imagining the lateral surface being cut open vertically and then flattened out like this. Voila! We get a rectangle. And it's evident that one of the sides of this rectangle is the same as the height of the cylinder. So, if the height of the cylinder is taken as h, it would also serve as one of the sides of this rectangle. But what about this other side? Pay attention. When we take the lateral surface and roll it back to how it was earlier, we'll see that this other side is the same as the circumference of each of the bases. So, if a circle has a radius r, then its circumference is 2 pi r. So, the other side of this rectangle is also 2 pi r. Then, the area of this rectangle will just be the product of these two sides. That is h into 2 pi r, which gives us 2 pi r h. In other words, the lateral surface area is 2 pi r h. Now, you must remember that the lateral surface area of a cylinder is sometimes also known as its curved surface area. So now, adding all the areas up, we get the total surface area of this cylinder is equal to pi r squared plus 2 pi r h plus pi r squared. Then, adding the like terms, we get 2 pi r squared plus 2 pi r h, and then taking 2 pi r common, we finally arrive at 2 pi r into r plus h. So basically, the total surface area of this cylinder is equal to 2 pi r into r plus h, where r is the base radius and h is its height. Now, this indicates that in order to find the total surface area of a right circular cylinder, we just need to know its base radius and its height. And we also need to know the value of pi, which is generally taken as 22 by 7. So remember, curved surface area 2 pi r h and total surface area 2 pi r into r plus h. So now that the concept is clear and the formula is also known, what's the next logical step? Solving a problem, right? You know me so well. I have an interesting one for you though. This one states that the ratio between the curved surface area and the total surface area of a right circular cylinder is 1:2, and we need to find the ratio between the height and the radius of that cylinder. Now, I like this question because there aren't any heavy calculations. All it does is tests how well you have grasped the concept. So let's get on with it. In any question, we first need to look at what we have been given, right? So here, the question tells us that the ratio of the curved surface area to the total surface area of a right circular cylinder is equal to 1:2. Now, if we can imagine a right circular cylinder with base radius r and height h, its curved surface area would be correct, 2 pi r h, and its total surface area would be bang on. It's 2 pi r into r plus h. I'm so happy that you were really paying attention. So now, as per the question, curved surface area by total surface area, or 2 pi r h by 2 pi r into r plus h is equal to 1/2. So far, so good. Now, all that's left to do is find the ratio between the height and the radius. And for that, we just need to simplify this equation to get h by r. So let's see how we can do that. 2 pi r obviously gets divided. And so we have h by r plus h is equal to 1/2. On simplifying this, we get 2 into h is equal to 1 into r plus h, which is the same as r plus h. Then 2h minus h is equal to r, or h is equal to r. Now what? How do we write this as h by r? Easy peasy. We know that the denominators of each of these terms is 1. So h by 1 is equal to r by 1. Then simplifying further, we get h by r is equal to 1/1. So basically, h is to r is equal to 1:1. Now there's also another way to find the ratio. Once 2 pi r got divided, we were left with h by r plus h is equal to 1/2, right? Since there's an equal sign between these two fractions, we have the liberty to flip them. Then we get r plus h by h is equal to 2/1, which is nothing but 2. Now we can distribute the denominator h over the addition, that is r by h plus h by h is equal to 2. H by h is 1, then r by h is equal to 2 minus 1, which gives us 1. So basically, r by h is equal to 1, which is the same as h by r is equal to 1. There you have it. The ratio between the height and the radius of the particular cylinder is 1:1. This question seemed tricky initially, but turned out to be so easy. However, all questions are not going to be the same. Some will look tricky and actually end up being tricky. But if you have practiced enough, there's no need to worry. This is exactly why we'll be spending some more time to solve problems in the next video. You really need to be strong with your basics there. So let's quickly summarize before we move on to the next one. So in this video, we learned how to calculate the surface area of right circular cylinders. We saw that each of the circular faces on which the cylinder rests is called the base of the cylinder. The line segment joining the centers of the bases is called the axis of the cylinder, and the length of this axis represents the height of the cylinder. A right circular cylinder is one where the axis or the line segment joining the centers of the two circular faces is perpendicular to each one of them. A right circular cylinder comprises two circular flat faces and a curved surface which is called the lateral surface. For a right circular cylinder with base radius r and height h, its curved surface area or lateral surface area is calculated using 2 pi r h, and its total surface area is calculated using 2 pi r into r plus h.